Okay, so last week I made some engineered designs for leggings for my digital tools for textile design course. So you can check out that video. I will try to remember to link it. And we are now going to take that leggings pattern, which is essentially just the leggings pattern from Printful, the print company, the print service that I use. And we are going to put it on leggings in, we're going to make leggings in CLO, 3D leggings. But first we're starting in Illustrator, right? So this is this is the leggings pattern that I adopted, and I've just put it in its own file. And I've saved this file and I know where it is. And really that's all we need, but just for fun, I'm also going to put this pattern on the leggings as an example of an engineered print, and how to get the placement right for that kind of thing. So I shut this off and I exported this rectangle as a JPEG. I just made an artboard that was that size, right? Artboard 4. So let's move over to CLO. And I'm going to, I'm in the avatar library, and I'm going to bring in a new avatar. And we are going to then go to File, Imports. Actually, we can go to Import Add, I guess, and then Adobe. And I'm going to navigate to my leggings pattern. And we should just be able to choose Add. And auto scale has been working. For me, at least, it has been. It's great if you know what unit you've been working in, or if it doesn't import correctly, you can check and try different units. But auto scale has been working for me. So you can choose OK. Great. Didn't bring in the... It did not bring in these guys though. It's annoying. I need these. So I will try putting these in their own file, I guess. I'm not sure why they wouldn't get brought in. Try again. File, import, add, Adobe. They are there in that. Okay. I just have to hit OK back here, and now it should show up. There we go. All right, there we are. And I'm just going to rotate these 90 degrees so that they orient correctly with the pattern. And let's get these on the body, right? So we are, I guess I will also rotate it 90 degrees in 3D space since that is separate. We are going to turn on arrangement points, right? And remember, arrangement points are these dots that are oriented on cylinders all the way around the body. And you can turn them on in kind of the view management tabs here in your avatar management. So this is the back and this is the front waistband. So with this one selected, I'll just pop it there. This one's selected, pop it there. And now this is both the front and the back of the garment. So we are just going to try a few different spots. Yeah, there we go. So we will do the same on this one. Okay, so now that it's on the body, even though it doesn't look right yet, it'll all work out just fine. We are going to use segment sewing and start sewing things together. So the crotches together, we know that much for sure. And so the inside and the outside of the legs together. I think that I have show sewing on. I think it's just inside of her body right now. It's clipping through her. So we clicked on the bottom of this one, so we have to make sure that we click on the bottom over here too. The crosses have to be like in the same orientation with each other as you move along the seam. So the legs together, and these aren't symmetrically sewing because we brought them in from Illustrator, but that is perfectly fine. We are going to have to put a we're either going to have to free sew or we're going to have to put a segment in the middle here. So I'll do one way and one the other way just to show you. If we free sew, we can just choose this length. And then over here, as we sew, it'll show us with this dot how far along that length is. And then I believe it would be this side, and we can always check. That's what's so great about this. Yeah, so that's the correct side. You could sew here to here, and then yes, here to here, and that works out just perfectly. On this side, I'll put a segment in, so we're going to choose our add point / split line, but first we need to know how far away to do that. So I'm going to select this line, and we can see it's 10.014. So we'll just call that 10. And we will then choose the add point / split line. And the front side of this, which is the smaller crotch line, has to be just 10 inches away. Perfect. And now we could use segment sewing where we would be able to click, and that's all we would need to do. And really it's just personal preference. So let's try hitting simulate on these. Oh, I think I've forgotten to sew the waistband together, but that's okay. It gives us a second to make sure everything else is working correctly. Awesome. Yeah, let me just sew the waistband together. And I do think these are like a large size of waistband, so we can experiment with, or a large size of legging. So we can experiment with making our model a little bit bigger. And I'm going to redrape these a little bit so that they sew on her legs. So let's sew the waistband together, like I said. Click, click. Click, click. All right. That looks good. I'm going to reset the 3D arrangement though, at least of the pants. I will select those. And we will choose, oh, we have to right click them in the 3D mode, always making that mistake. Reset 3D arrangement. And this time I'm actually going to opt for a technique of sewing it onto her body. We can rotate, and maybe we could aim for that. But there's also sewing like a little bit at a time. So for this one, I'm just going to try to angle it and sew it, and we'll just try to simulate and see if that works. And for this leg, instead of sewing it all the way down, I am going to choose the Edit Sewing Line tool and delete this line. Right click, delete sewing. And instead we are going to use free sewing and just sew it like to the knee, and we can see where it lands on the 3D side. And this will allow us to then sew the second half after like the knee is already in the garment, which will help it not clip through, if that makes sense. So let's hit simulate and see how these two different approaches worked. Simulate. Okay, so rotating it worked just fine, and I think that sewing it is also going to work honestly just fine. So both of those are like perfectly valid ways of sewing this pattern, and it might clip through her foot, but we'll probably be able to pull it out of that situation. I have had to do pants where I've like sewn up the whole pant in like a few different sewing lines. But there we go. This is looking great. It's definitely stuck on her heels, but what are you going to do about that? That's what happens when you put your shoes on before your pants. And I'm just clicking and pulling, which kind of automatically happens in the 3D world if you have the black selection tool on, but it's technically the hand tool, which is right next to the simulate tool and only appears when things are simulating. So I just pulled those up over her. And yeah, the leggings from Printful are a little long, so this is making a lot of sense. Let's try making her a little bit bigger. And I'm going to change her size, just like a size up or whatever. Oh, this is Missy Curvy. Let's try a 12. There we go. Yeah, honestly, these are maybe even for a 14. So it's nice how easily you can try the clothes on different size people. And I really love how like dynamic it is. All right, so I am going to load the JPEG I saved into here. I'm clicking on the fabric in the object browser, and I'm looking at the property editor. we're looking at the materials section. So I've closed the information section and we're just looking at the materials section. And specifically, we're looking at this texture section. So we can choose this little symbol next to the word texture, which means like find a image. And these are the images from one of the last videos, but I have an image in here, I think. I must have saved it in the wrong spot. Here we go. This is the image. And actually, this is it with the pattern on it. So this is kind of where I want the pattern to be. But this is the actual image. So I'm going to choose open. And I think it has to load. We'll give it a second. It's a big file. Bam! All right. The scale is much too large, but just to complete kind of the thought, we are going to change from simulation mode to print layout mode up here at the top. And this changes like all of the things that are visible to make it easier for you to do print layout. So it's showing us the pattern here, and it's really only showing us a piece of the pattern. Am I right? Yeah, so I think what I've done is I've uploaded something at the wrong resolution. It looks to be about twice as big as it should be. Is that what's happening? Or is it just too thin? Yeah, it might just be too thin. So let's change it to a 60-inch piece of fabric and try adjusting. Oh, okay. Okay. There we go. That is what it should look like. And we can see instant results. Instant results over here. So if you were trying to line up, like let's say I really wanted this pink to line up with the pink coming off of here, I could adjust these pieces until that's what was happening. And I would be able to get the exact placement correct. I can use my keyboard keys. Awesome. Of course, that's not what's going to be happening on the back, but that's okay. So I do think that the 300 pixels per inch was the right resolution. I was just misreading the scale of it on my garment. And I think it's looking really good. So we are going to switch back to simulation mode, but this is how we get the kind of precise placement of an engineered garment. Switch back to simulation. I'm going to pull up these pants on her a little bit more. Oops. All right. Please let me know what you think of this really quick demonstration. What we can do now is we can put her, let's throw a t-shirt on her. I highly recommend that you save your garments as save as garment, which is going to save it as a .zpack file. And this means that it will be, if you save it in the place it recommends, we can we will be able to access this whenever we need to, instantaneously. So, oops, I will call it leggings. And in this case, it will have this texture on it. So let's go to the garment tab over here when it's done saving, and we will see these leggings. We can also see my t-shirt and all these other fun things that I've made. The collared shirt I just made earlier in the lectures. And let's just put a t-shirt on her just for modesty's sake. And if we want to, we can pin the t-shirt up for a little action. Oops. I wonder if it will let us go backwards. Okay, we'll just add the leggings back in. I forgot to, this was my big mistake, I forgot to choose add over here. So instead it just opened up a whole new file. So she was a different size, so I told it to adjust the avatar to be that size, which hopefully it did. And I'm just going to move these onto her body. Oops. I accidentally got on the circle making tool somehow. It takes so long to add new pieces. All right, edit, undo. And let's just try simulating. The collar's going to get stuck on her head, but what are you going to do? All right, there we go. Okay, so she's finally dressed. We're going to use the pin tool, which here we go, the tack tool, which will allow us, so I'm clicking on the shirt and then dragging it up, and I'm hoping that when we hit simulate, that will crunch up. Perfect. So I'm trying to pretend that she has tucked it into her leggings. So we can even do more of these Perfect. And let's put her in a new pose. Avatar. We're using a female version too. We'll choose pose. And let's have her just go into one of these. Maintain avatar size is key here because we have made her a different size than the standard avatar. And she's just going to do her little thing. So please let me know what you think of this assignment lecture. Please let me know if you have any questions. I am really eager to hear how this goes for you and just what you think of the program. And I'm eager to help with any of your problems. Oh, she's clipping through her leggings a little bit. But there she goes. She's looking so good. Okay, so I will talk to you all later. Bye.